Alright guys, so in today's Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 video, I'm going to be talking about the most broken mechanic in the game that consistently goes without nerfing, without balance, without being addressed by dumps. And I'm going to tell you that right now, the reason why it's not been touched is for the completely wrong reasons. It's not because the company doesn't know it's broken. They know it's broken. They just don't want to touch it because of a very damning reason. So the mechanic that I'm talking about is Z-Vanish. Z-Vanish is like the worst mechanic that they introduced into Xenoverse 2 for a lot of reasons. This move has 100% invincibility frames. It can be spammed repeatedly. It has no cost, and there's no consequences to using this move or overusing this move. So I'm gonna get right into the reason why this move goes without nerfing, because I know the reason why. I'm not even gonna beat around the bush. It's because of rhyme style and Afro Senju, and I know that sounds a little far-fetched, but listen to me before you give your opinion. Now, the reason that Z-Vanish doesn't go with a nerf, it doesn't get nerfed, it doesn't get balanced, is because this is the only mechanic that gives weak players a fighting chance. I don't even want to say fighting chance like it's, you know, righting or wrong. It gives weak players a little bit of leverage on a real player, on someone who wants to fight with combos and actually would want to go in and fight hand to hand. You can't, because the game has implemented this mechanic that should have been nerfed long ago. This is one move that should have been nerfed right along with giant Namekians, but it didn't get nerfed. If you ever noticed during Bandai Namco streams, especially the last one, players like Afro and Rhymestyle, they don't even learn any of the combos. They don't even learn any of the advanced mechanics in the game. Of course, people like me know them, and we just run into situations where we don't get to use them. We just have to use Z-Vanish because everyone else is doing the Z-Vanish spam, or how I like to refer to it as the Z-Vanish shuffle. It goes unnerfed because if you notice during these streams, this is the only mechanic that they know how to use. They'll do a little punch sequence, square, square, square. You know, if the CPU gets out of their combo or uses an escape move, they vanish and they start Z-vanishing all over the place until the CPU finally catches them. And in a lot of cases, these two players have lost to CPUs, which is, I find, hilarious. But you might say, well, if that's going to make their stream, if that's going to make the game look better and play better, why do we have to nerf Z-Vanish? It's because it negatively impacts online. Like, you can nerf all the moves in the game. That's not going to do anything but create more calamity. That's not going to do anything but create more issues than solutions. But you got Z-Vanish, you got players who will literally, all they do, they will sit halfway across the map, and if they have a health lead on you, they will Z-Vanish to keep that health lead to win some BP, which I'm going to have a topic on that later this week that you will want to listen to. But they'll vanish all around the map to get that BP. They'll run the timer, and I mean, it's a strategy. I'm not mad at them. I mean, I'm going to do it better than you because I know that's instinctively what most players are going to do. They're going to run the clock. But again, Z-Vanish needs so much addressing. They need to do so many things to this mechanic that it's ridiculous, and the only reason they don't do it is because the moment that they nerf it, that in the way that it should be nerfed, their streams, their players that they get behind are gonna instantly look like shit. Like, that's the only way to go about putting it. If you took Z-Vanish away from a lot of players, they're weak. They have no strategic, you know, play style. They'll get murdered, and that's the way it should be. That's the one curve, if you will, in the community. That's what puts bad players at a competitive level with people that actually know how to play the game. And I feel like this should be the first thing on the chopping block. Like, a lot of people have suggested that Dimps gives Z Vanish a stamina cost. If it were me, if I was in the room balancing this, I would just add a longer cooldown. I would add a long cooldown, like a 5-second cooldown in between Z Vanishes where it can't be repeatedly used. That way, when you have players who just Z Vanish, you could stamina break them because they'll instinctively go right into guard, or you could run up and grab them, or I mean, it's so many things that get opened up. They'll actually have to learn to go on offense, and that's what we want. Now, if you give it a cost, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would love to see people get stripped of the ability to Z Vanish while stamina broken, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's so many ways you could do it, but you don't want to over nerf it. But it does deserve some critical nerfs to Z Vanish. So let me know what you think in the comment section below, because I've kind of spitballed it here on what should be done to Z Vanish. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit it with a subscribe. Share the video so we can really get the community talking about Z Vanish's needing to be nerfed. Tweet it at Namco. Tweet it at Dimps. Tell them that Z Vanish needs to be nerfed into the ground. I've been your perfect man, Super Itachi, and I will see you in the next video.
They stay there, and they say yeah.